Okay. Uh, so UK, as you can see, he went into the Baltic here. Let's see, bought an AA, a tank. Bought an AA. Wow. Okay, he put another AA down there. That is a kind of a surprise move. I mean, I'm pressuring it, but I'm not pressuring it that hard, right? I don't know. That kind of surprises me just a little bit. That might actually change my plan just a little bit of what I was gonna do. I was thinking about taking my whole Air Force up here to Corellia just to really mess with his logistics here, and they'd be, with a stack in France, and just really mess him up here. But if he's that scared of me hitting here when he's got 12, 16, 17, or he could be preparing to throw the AA into Burma, now that I look at it that way. Which next turn I'll just have to let it be. I may have to, if he decides to make a move into the peninsula here because of my move for Kazakh, I may just have to let that be. So that could be what he's doing. He's planning a Burma shot. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know that I like that, but because I mean, yes, I've got 10 ground, a battleship, 6 air, 7 air, 6 to 7 air. So 17, 16, 17, 21, 23. I mean, he's well got this protected. But anyways, the big thing is he is moving out of West Russia, it appears, since he pulled UK out. I can't imagine. I haven't run any numbers, but I just can't imagine he's got what, 25, 26, 27, 28, 32, 43, 45 units he could have between Russia and US there. Well, did I count that right? 25, 30, 36, 37, 39. I feel like I counted something wrong. So 25. This is why I haven't done this. 36, 37, 38, 39 units that he could have there. 39 units. I've got 26, 33, 34, 35, 36, 41. I suppose he could hold that another turn if he decides to stay there. I just can't see him doing that, especially with Jay building up even more onto the front here. I feel like he's got to be planning on retreating back to Russia. It just has to be at this point. And per my calculations, if he does retreat everything in, it's going to make the Kazakh J9 because Russia 8 he moves back and builds. J8 I get one more chance to try and stack for the R9, excuse me, not J9, but R9 attack on Kazakh. And right now it's very thin line here. The only thing I can say is I could potentially bring in a Russian fighter two, or excuse me, a German fighter or two. Man, I can't keep anything straight right now. A German fighter or two if I absolutely need to because I want to keep that stacked. All that being said, I am not going to build a factory here because I need to build 2 tanks here to create that stack on J8 for an R9 attack. So with 2 tanks being built here, I had just enough to fill out the rest of my troops here, and I didn't want to lose 5 troops up here just to build a factory on the front line. Now, a factory on the front line is very effective. Don't get me wrong, and we probably will go there at some point if it doesn't look like Jay can take um, the Caucasus factory anytime soon. So, all right. Well, here we go. We are going to go with 9 infantry, 2 artillery, and those 2 tanks. Like I said, the 2 tanks we need to get to that stack. And that left me 11 units to fill out my production spots. I always, as Japan, I prefer to use every single production spot rather than buying, expensive units if I can't fill out my spots. So my 2 Japan fleets, I want to come down here, take New Zealand. All right, I'm going to scroll this way. These guys, I'm going to continue to just have them sit here and be a pester. You know, notice he didn't take South Africa with his tank because he knew I could just do 2 in the tank. So he's had to drive his infantry down here. So I'm going to continue to be just a pester, and I'm just going to move my fleet here to 29 so they're safe from these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not that I think he'd take the 4 fighters on him, but moving them over here gives me a little more flexibility, and I still am threatening India and the Red Sea here. So, but regardless, from 29 this turn on J8, I could go to 27 and 21 with the threat of putting 2 battleships, a carrier, and 2 destroyers together. So he'll have to worry about that. So especially, I think I'm going to go with that play I initially was going to do. If I put my Japan Air up in Karelia now in J7, then he's going to have to accumulate his boats into C Zone 3 or stop dumping into C Zone 3, which he doesn't want to do that. You know, he wants to keep shucking up there, right? So if he moves all his boats to C Zone 3 and then J8, I move into these positions and his boats are up here, then that's going to stretch him. So yeah, I think I'm going to do exactly what I was thinking, even though it takes some pressure off of India, unfortunately. So he could decide to venture his guys off, although Persia will still be under pressure from those fighters. Which, speaking of, we'll go ahead and do this. Because he has that tank, I do want to do the 2 and just make sure I take it. I hate failing there and letting that tank get a free blitz through. It's kind of a bummer these guys don't have anything to do. I always hate having units not doing something, but I don't want them attacking down, and obviously they're not going to go into these attack these guys. You know, he only put 11 guys here. I guess I had 11 I could attack with, so he'd be safe still there. Oh, we could use this guy down here. Or I can save him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and non-combat him to Karelia and really mess up his logistics up here. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to try messing up his logistics at the same time as building the fleet up in the southern Atlantic. I'm a little leery of. I hate wasting boats, but I don't want him to build a bomb like a couple bombers here all of a sudden and me be stuck. So, and I don't want to leave them there with the 4 fighters that he could attack with still. So, although I hate having them be waste, I'd rather have them be safe. If any of you guys watched the duos game, y'all saw like I ran myself thin and then ended up paying the price. costs in the game by losing those transports over there. So. All right, I think that's it. Hopefully this, like I said, hopefully this gives him something to think about. Make some consolidate some. Maybe not let him trade these guys. Maybe take his fleet up to Sea Zone 3 and give me some freedom, my next turn down here in the Southern Atlantic. So one of the things, last time I showed you guys how the Allies have a significant and better attack power right now, right? But I'm feeling I like my position. The thing we got to remember with with the attack power, right, is Allies basically have three theaters. They've got this Finland-Norway group stack. They've got their center of the board stack, and they've got their India-Africa units, right? So they've got three units that they're dividing their theaters across. Japan has their stack going through here, and Germany has their stacks here. So it's two theaters for the Axis versus three theaters that the Allies have to do. So as long as Axis can keep a wedge between their two theaters so they can't combine them, then that's a very strong point for the Axis to only have to worry about two theaters versus three theaters. So if I can hold Karelia and Kazakh, then despite having less attack power, I'm in a stronger position simply because he can't combine his forces to use that superior attack power. And, of all of it, this is the attack power on Berlin. This is the defense power for Moscow, right? The India, Africa segment is probably their least important, and my messing around here is pulling down, what is that, four of his units to my two units, right? So, but also just in general, he's got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 24, what's that, 32, 35 attack power sitting down here that can't go join up here. So into either of the two main battles. So that balances out, and I don't have all my waste. I picked up most of my guys right now. So right now I got 3 guys wasted out here in the islands at the moment until I pick them up. So in any case, oh, 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 oh my goodness, I almost made a big boo boo. I completely almost missed that. So anyways, that would have been a nice waste of attack power. So all the rest of my units are going to get into the battle other than these 3, and eventually I'll have an extra transport to come pick up these 3 guys too. So that's how I can feel comfortable with my position, outranking the fact that I'm losing attack power right now. There we go. So I'll take the time so you can kind of see. So we got the 9-1. We've got all these units plus these units coming in. I can get all my fighters back to Kazakh as I need them to. Like I said, the 5-1 hopefully gives them something to have to think about, especially if I move. I can play with these fighters too, get at least 1 up here, maybe even 3 up here, 2 down here, so there's that 1 carrier by threat, for attacking Sea Zone 3 where these guys can go 1, 2, 3, 4, landing on a carrier. And if you can score a big hit, it's worth it. And that even just that threat alone could make him overreact. And he has shown to be a little bit conservative on his fleets. And like I said, I was going to say conservative on his defense, but I really think he's going to make a move for Burma with an AA. He's going to throw an AA in there next time just to make it hard on me. So, and if he does, because I got to get all my air down here, I'll probably have to just concede Burma, which means Thailand and Yunnan. Yunnan might be in trouble. So, anyways, there we go.